there, welcome to my channel. This is an earlier time than usual, so if you're watching the replay because you missed the live, I've switched from 3 p.m. Eastern to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I'm going to be streaming every other week basically, so the first and the third Wednesday of each month. And Anne Lar is going to be streaming the second and fourth of each month, and Wednesday of each month. And if there's a Friday, we're going to probably try, I can't talk. If there's a fifth Wednesday, then we're going to try to stream together on that day. So come on in if you're joining the live. I see people coming. Hi, Laverne. Hi, Pinka. Hi, Dar. Good to see you all. I'm just going to have a little sip of coffee here. I got my new mugs. They're really big though, and each one's a slightly different color. So I like to have different colors so we can tell who's having which cup. Hi, Linda. Happy New Year, everybody. Hi, Carol. And then after my stream and Anne's stream on Wednesdays, you can tune in to Carol at My Quiet Corner. She'll be on at 3 p.m. Eastern. Hi, Dee Dee. Fun stream today. I love seeing all your Asian coloring books and just so yummy. Excuse me. Hi, Cheryl. So this was my meander journal. I worked in it a little bit more. I'm going to show that in a second when there's a few more people here. So if you remember, some of the pages on New Year's Eve Streamathon came from using a shirt on the gel plate and some Pan Pastels and some other things. So after the stream, I went ahead and I pulled a few more prints. So this is one of the prints that I've pulled, and you can see it pulls up some of the Pan Pastel that was still on the plate. And then this was the second one I did. And you can see there's a little bit less Pan Pastel. And then I did a third one, and there's even less Pan Pastel on there. So after this pull, these are all on the medical exam tissue. After this pull, I went ahead and I cleaned my large gel plate, Big Peggy, with baby oil. So this one's okay, but these two are gonna go to Dee Dee's house to live, because I could see her doing some, ripping this apart and doing some abstract, some cool landscapes. Is that okay with you, Dee Dee, if I send you these two prints? These two gel prints? Nice and thin. Hi, Jane. Hey, Utah. Thanks for coming at this earlier time, everybody. Very great of you to remember that. And thanks to Dee Dee for reminding people. Yeah, it does look like a seascape. Do you want this green one too, Dee Dee? I didn't really think it was, I thought it was kind of meh. I didn't think you'd really use this one. If you want this green one, just write down green and I'll put it in your pile. So let's, today we're going to be using these items, sort of retro items on the gel plate. Inspired by a YouTuber. Well, I don't know if she's a YouTuber, but on Instagram. Oh, Cheryl, I have a whole playlist of Pan Pastels on the gel plate. So yeah, check out my playlist, Pan Pastels. Blonde_olive. So I'm going to be doing something inspired by her using these items and an image transfer, if the image transfer works. Hi, Joan. And Drew Steinbrecher does a lot of prints with like kind of retro things too. If you want to check him out, that's how I spell his name. Hi, Diane Bell. Hi, Raul. And we are going to do a little bit of a giveaway today. It's not going to be a huge giveaway, I don't think, but we'll see. We might add to it depending on how today goes. These are little elastics for making bracelets, and I saw Jackie, not Bernardi, the other Jackie Stromberg, I think, use these on the gel plate, so we're going to try that today. I'm going to use some punchinella. What I did was I did a sort of a January reset. I had a bunch of bins under my desk for gel printing things, which I haven't been using. So I went through the 3 bins and I sorted them. I got rid of stuff. I put stuff away, and I've got it down to one big Rubbermaid bin. Rule, this is called punchinella, and it's I think it's what the leftover scraps from making sequins. So I had a couple pieces, so I'm going to be putting some of that in my giveaway. I didn't see if Dee Dee wrote green. So I don't think she wants that third print. All right. So before we do that, I'm going to do a flip through of this Meander journal in progress, and then we'll start the gel printing. And then while things are drying, I've got some happy mail to show. Is my sound okay? Hi, Sherry. All right, so hopefully I am in screen. So this was the Meander journal that I started at my New Year's streamathon, and I went upside down. So that's the front. So I did add some things, mostly from the sticker book here, the Bibliophilia. So I think I'm going to call this little book, I'm going to call it Tall Tales. Give the green away, you shared plenty. Okay, you know, maybe we'll add that. I'll rip this up and we'll add it to the giveaway for today. Good idea. I've never seen it at the thrift stores. I mean, someone sent me that Punchinella, so I'm going to share it because I kept one. I have two more. I'm going to use one today, and I might give away one of the ones I used today if you guys don't mind having extra paint. Okay, so we're going to do a little flip through. Hopefully I am in camera. So I added some paper on the bottom, some brayer off paper, and then I added some shading with Inktense. I added a few details with the Languo gel pens. So if there was spaces, actually not this one, but this one here, if there was white space, I used my Inktense blocks and a water brush to fill it in. So I use these Inktense blocks because I have more of a color range in these than I have in my Inktense pencils. So these are my blocks, and then these are my pencils. If I'm doing fine shading, the Inktense pencils work really well. So they're like an ink in a pencil form, like a watercolor crayon, but they're ink, and once you activate them, in theory, they're permanent. In practice, I'm not sure. I've heard different things. Jane says she loves her Inktense. Hey, Eddie. I'm going to try some image transfer today, but I don't know. It's in a book that I haven't used before. Hey, Anne. So Anne Lard, if you see her there, Anne, can you put the link in for your channel? She's going to be on next Wednesday at this time. We're going to alternate. And then My Quiet Corner, Carol, she's going to be on at 3 p.m. Eastern after me and after Anne. All right, so here we go. So you guys saw me pick some of these stickers on New Year's Eve, but then I found other ones. This one I haven't added any shading to. This one I love. So that's one of the reasons I'm going to call this Tall Tales. It's kind of book theme. So here, this is where I added this whole section here. I added with the Inktense pen sticks. So it really blends in well. And then I used the Inktense pencil here to make more of a shadow there. So you can see like it's sort of like a hill. And I actually used a gold gel pen to add some gold details to the stickers because there was gold on these here. And then this bird was just like a yellow ochre color. So then I used a bit of the red Inktense on the body to make it sort of blend in with the person. Yes, Diane mentioned she uses Inktense on fabric. And it's supposed to be, I think you have to treat it though to make it fat, like to make it not wash out. I don't know. And then I picked out these pieces on New Year's. So I went ahead and when I fussy cut him, I had added some little fussy cuts here so that he'd look like he's in the wave. And then I highlighted the wave with the Languo gel pens. And I cut off, he had like a little water spout. So I cut that off and I used the gel pens to make my own little water spouts. And then I added like a beach here with the Languo gel pens. Now, I don't know what YouTube's doing. I'm getting a lot of like ads over the chat. Hopefully you guys aren't doing that. So here, this white spot, that's what was here. That's what I had here, but this one was really quite thick. So you can fill those in. So I could go in with my Inktense and I could colorize that to blend it together. I'm not sure if this page is done. I think I want to put a quote like, what the heck? Something like that. Thanks, Anne. So there's Anne's channel. And then this one, I had picked the bunny, so I fussy cut him, put him here. And then I found these little cats on a roof, and I cut them out and I put them there. So they're sort of listening to the story. And then there's this Is this the story, or is this actually the background? I don't know. Hey, Fran, good to see you. Hi, Justin. I don't know if I've missed anybody. If I've missed you, I'm so sorry. This is one of the angel digitals that Joanne Newman sent me. So I just fussy ripped her. I just ripped her because I thought the colors went really well with this, and just the way the fabric went here, it looked like raised to me. So then I filled in this part with the Inktense Inktense blocks. So I did purple, and then I activated it, and then I did some turquoise, activated it, and then I kind of went in and I made sort of look sort of stripey with the purple. Hey, Keeks, good to see you. So I like that. So I'm going to be giving away some of the angels that Joanne sent us before Christmas. So that's going to be part of the giveaway today as well. And then this one I just started, so I filled in the gap where there was white. And then I fussy cut my elephant and my flowers. And here I even filled it in with the Inktense so that it looks like the cords going there. And then I added a ground with the Language gel pens. Hi, Kimbers, good to see you. So I need to add some shading. I'll probably colorize him a bit brighter using the Inktense pencils. And then this is the one we completed on New Year's Eve. So I like her, and I didn't add any shading to her. I'm thinking I should add some splatters to this one. But anyhow, so that's side one, and then this is side two. So I've got some stickers, you know, some ideas ready to go. It's gonna go this way. I still have to fussy cut it, right? I'm gonna go that way and then add some other things, but I'm putting it this way so it doesn't get folded. And then this is the one I posted on Instagram, and that was really fun. So I on Instagram, I also, if you scroll, there's another image of the before shot. So the before shot, there was a big circle here that was like blue and purple, I think, and red. So I had this owl head sort of left over. So I stuck him on top, and then I used the gel pens to make the owl body. And then this is a sticker, and actually intensified the color a bit with the Inktense pencils and with a bit of the Language gel pens. And then this frog, I left him the same. I think I added more red to the mushroom. And then these were sort of cut off, so I kind of extended the blue to make it look like it was part of it. I used the Inktense pencils to give like a ground. And then these were my stamp in the background, and there's a bit of red, so I just used the Inktense blocks. I think I used like yellow ochre. I used yellow ochre and yellow. I scribbled all over it, and then I activated it, and then I added more shading. So that was really fun. So you can get pretty intense colors with the Inktense. That's a mouthful. Hi, K-Berg. Postagram would be a nice name. Hey, maybe I should make a new app called Postagram, just for artists, no words. A limit of like 10 words or less. I don't want to be reading. So that one's not worked on yet. Neither's that one. Neither's that one. Neither's that one. This one I have an idea. I thought I might put like this rabbit and this magician, just because maybe these are like curtains or something. I don't know. So that's the progress of my little meander book. And then maybe I'll find like a little tie to tie it up, and I'm going to put a label Tall Tales, I think. So I'm having fun in that. And this is the book I mostly got stickers from. I might have got some from this one. I'm not sure. The Antiquarian sticker books. It's a good size stickers for this type of project. There's the ISBN. I know most of you know about these books, and you can easily find these on Amazon just by searching the title. Am I cutting out? Oh, I hope not. How's the sound? Someone said earlier my sound was good. Okay, so let's get crack-a-lackin'. So I'm going to use this Big Peggy because I want to have the full page covered. So I'm going to use, oh, just a second, I got to reach over here. I'm going to use, I was using the Hammermill, this Hammermill Premium Color Copy Paper, which I quite like, and it's 32 pounds, and I like it a lot. I'm almost out, so I went ahead and I bought this from Staples, and it's a bit less expensive. I couldn't find that one, the Hammermill at Staples. I had ordered that from Amazon, but this one was just at Staples, like a local office store, and this one's 28 pounds. And so it's not quite as thick, but it's pretty good. So we'll use that today and see how it goes. I have used it a bit. So we basically want to make sure we have the whole thing covered. So I think I'm going to just put a mark on here with just with the Sharpie, just so I make sure that I get my paint all the way over here, but I'm not wasting paint. And Sharpies come off, you just use baby oil. Yeah, so so I didn't want, so cardstock is not as great for collaging. Like I'm gonna pick up the final print. No, I'm not gonna do cardstock. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna use this, I think. Okay. All right, so we're going to start off by making our background. So what this blonde Olive did on her Instagram is she did the background first, picked it up on a piece of paper, and then she did her image transfer, and then used the matte medium, backed it with white. We'll get to that. And then she used matte medium to transfer it to her print. So we're going to use these archaic items. People have been sending me, I've had people send me using cassette tapes on the gel plate. So I've been looking for cassette tapes on the gel plate at the thrift stores, but I haven't been able to find them. Hi, Jackie. Hi, View. Hi, Nancy Scandy. Happy Wednesday. So I did have this old floppy disk, so we're gonna use that. I've used this before. It's like from my Epson printer. It's an old ink cartridge. We're going to use that. I didn't find any cassette tapes from the thrift store, but I did find in my stash this mini digital video cassette head cleaner. So I thought that would be it's kind of like a cassette tape. So we use that. We're going to do a bit of wood graining. This is a stamp I made on cardboard with hot glue. I did like a light bulb shape. So I don't think I'm going to use that, but we might do a couple extra prints. So we'll use that for that. And then we've got the Punchinella. I'm not sure if I'm going to use that. I might have to do a couple prints to use all this stuff. I think on the main one, I'm going to use these 3 items and the wood graining. And then if we have time, we'll do another print using these items. And this is just the edge of a Canson Mixed Media paper spiral bound book. And we're going to be doing a giveaway at the end. And while things are drying, I'm going to do show some Happy Mail. Okay, so she used purple for her base print, and then she used did she just use paint to pick it up? Yeah, I'm going to use black, and then I'm going to colorize my print with the Pan Pastels. So that's my plan. So let me grab some black out. Now, we'll try it just with the Liquitex Basics, but if we find it's drying too fast before I can do all my imprints, then what we'll do is we'll do it again using Golden Open paint, which is a little less fast drying, because my paint dries pretty quick here. Julie, they have J. Burroughs, which is an office store, and some people have Office Works, is in Australia. And I don't know if you guys in the States, if you have a Staples, or is that a Canadian thing? So I'm gonna put a good amount of this so that it doesn't dry too fast. So we're gonna cover our area to that line because I want a full print. And then I'm gonna sacrifice an image that is very near and dear to me. And I'll show you that in a bit. So I think I'll just stamp off over here. Let's use these cassette tapes at the top because my focal image is gonna go kind of right in the middle. So this is maybe too thick. Yeah, I'm gonna thin it just a little bit because I don't want to have to double stamp everything. So I thought we could kind of do, I don't want it too uniform. I want it kind of, I'll just throw that. Just throw that anywhere. There we go. Now it's picking up well. And let's try this one here. That's good. And our focal image is going to be kind of like in the middle here. So let's do, oh, let's see, it's drying already. I was going to try to do the wood graining, but oh, it's a little bit. So if things dry fast for you like they do here, then maybe you might want to use the open paint. See, it's ugh. Use some of this to kind of, I want more spaces so we can see. There we go. And that's almost dry now, so it's not going to take long. Hi, Stephanie. I know, a floppy disk. You haven't seen one since elementary school? Oh my gosh. You're young. All right, so we're gonna let that dry and then we're gonna colorize it with Pan Pastels. It's almost dry actually, but let's just move it here. So this, I did a warm-up print to get my jelly plate ready for the image transfer, but I'm nervous, I have to tell you guys. This image, and this is, you know, this is for my personal art journal. I'm not selling it. Beware of copyright and all that stuff. Hi, Annette. Hi, Kathleen. 8-track tapes, that would be fun. Yeah, that would be fun. So this is the image I'm gonna try to do a transfer, but I don't know if it's gonna work. It's from a Rolling Stones magazine, a special edition. So I actually photocopied both sides of this page so I could put it back in my magazine because I'm a big David Bowie fan. This is one of his iconic images. So I cut it out with scissors and then X-Acto knife in here. So I'm nervous. I don't have a great feeling about this, but we'll see. We'll try it. So I'm going to use the Liquitex Basics Black. I'm going to get paper ready to, so I wanted a high contrast image. So I'm going to get that ready to put on top. I know, but I did photocopy it so that I won't lose it forever. It's like one of my prized possessions. Okay, so Liquitex Basics Mars Black. We're gonna try it, and we want a pretty thin coat. So I'm gonna just put that over there so I can brayer off. I got this, yeah, I don't know. I've never done this magazine. It's a Rolling Stone magazine. I don't know if it's gonna work, But if it doesn't work, at least I'll have my photocopy. So you don't want it too thick. And my paint is drying quite quick today. We actually had high humidity in our house, and our windows were. I should focus on what I'm doing here. We'll chat after. I'll tell you about my humidity later. Okay, so I'm just gonna look. I don't know if that's thin enough. Let's try it. Okay. And then we're gonna push it, make sure we get all the air bubbles out. Not too long. Let's see. Yay! Woo! Yahoo! It worked! Celebration, celebration. Oh gosh, I was holding my breath. I'm just gonna wipe him off. Maybe I can put him back in my magazine. I love you, Bowie. I saw his Serious Moonlight tour in the 80s. The summer after I graduated from high school. Oh, it was so awesome. We're just doing a little David Bowie. Oh, come on. Let's get his face. So I might just stick this back in my magazine. So I'm gonna let that dry. Just give it a second here. Just gonna extract Bowie. So I'm gonna put him back in my magazine, yay! Or I can save him for another time. And that's kind of a fun shape we have. Maybe we can do those other things and pick it up on this. Oh, I'm so happy. Breathing a sigh of relief. Okay, I'm going to. And remember, copyright, I'm not selling this. This is just for my own personal journal. Just gonna take, I don't mind a bit of the grunginess, but I'm just gonna wipe away some of the excess grunginess. I like kind of how there's like an extra shadow from having it cut out. Okay, so we're gonna put that to the side. We're gonna let Bowie dry. Well, we're gonna pick it up onto this print here, so I don't need to do. Just add some color to this. And I want sort of vibrant 80s colors. And this is pretty much dry, so I'm gonna use my Pan Pastels. If you guys were watching Dee Dee this morning, she was using her Pan Pastels on her coloring book page. When you use it, and she did an awesome job, obviously, and when you use Pan Pastels on a coloring book page, you have to use a spray fixative to fix it. On the gel plate, the paint that you use to pick up basically fixes it. Okay, so I'm going to use, it's like oranges and pinks and purples, maybe some reds. We're going to kind of disco-fy this. If my hands weren't dirty, I'll show you my magazine. Okay, I need my tool, my soft tool. Putting David in someplace safe. Okay, so I'm going to use this here. And Dee Dee was showing today that you just use a paper towel to change the color. You can wash these, but like she says, they usually go bad first. So I'm going to start with orange. And my plan is to do each component a different color. No, so he's going to go like right about there. So Did I mute? Uh-oh. Can you guys hear me? Testing. I don't think I muted. Dee Dee, they're saying no, that I didn't mute, so. Ooh, lime green is very 80s. And then, let's do purple. And what I like about Pan Pastels, like if you check my playlist, is that I really like how it's a dry medium, so you don't have to wait for it to dry. And I like how it, you can be precise with your color application. So I'm just putting a bit of a lighter purple. Dee Dee showed her set of new Pan Pastel colors. I really want to get some of those, especially those pinks. They look so yummy. Now this page, yeah, so I'm just going to pick it up to there. Okay, let's do magenta here. I could do these bigger ones. I could do them in kind of in pieces, like do them colorize just the sections. It's kind of neat. And let's do this whole one here. I know they are frustrating. I'm so sorry. I don't know what to do about that. You do just have to click off and it should be okay, but I understand. I understand the frustration. Okay, we need some bright yellow. Do 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 do. And then this is, I'm going to add a bit of this other green. So I've been doing my treadmill. Lucy, yeah, Lucy's not feeling well today. Actually, I was going to show her today, but she didn't even really want to eat her breakfast, which is not like her. So she just ate a little bit of something. So I'm hoping she's okay. Now I don't want to do orange next to that, but I think I could do orange over here. So maybe I'll try to show her the next time I'm on, which if you're just coming in, I'm going to be streaming basically every other week. I'm going to be alternating with Anne Lar. So I'm going to be on not next Wednesday, but the one after. And I did put a post about it in my YouTube channel. Yeah, I hope she's feeling better. Ooh, we haven't really done turquoise blue very much. Let's do turquoise blue here. This one is kind of square, so it's kind of nice for this type of application. If I'm doing like a, if I'm doing more of a image transfer of a face and I'm colorizing it, I'll usually use the pointed one. Joanne, I'm doing so much better. Hi, Joanne. Yes, this morning I didn't even take so I'm thinking about what color to put there. I didn't even take a Tylenol this morning. So yeah, I'm doing much better, much better. I haven't used this electric blue yet. Blue, blue, electric blue, that's the color of my room, where I will live. Blue, blue, gonna stay all day, come to day. Now, if I wasn't on camera, I'd probably spend more time. So yeah, my head is much better. Okay, we got orange, orange. I feel like we need some orange here, but we haven't done any red. What if we do like a red to an orange? And then we can even add like a yellow, blend into a yellow at the top. That's kind of cool. And do a turquoise here. Yeah, I am doing great. I've even been on the treadmill a few days this week. You know, just walking. I don't run, obviously. Okay, yellow. Let's do yellow here. And then we can pick this up. Now, I could pick it up with matte medium. I think I'm going to use the metallic white, just so that if I missed any areas, we get something cool kind of shining through. Okay, that's pretty good. I'm happy with that. Hey, Belinda. Good to see you. Thanks for coming, everybody. I'm also hoping that this new time will give me more time to art later during the day and also to do errands and things like that. So thank you to Anne Lar for agreeing to switch with me, and I'm looking forward to it. So there's a lot of extra here. I'm just going to use a brush just to kind of brush some of that excess away so it's not too chunky. Okay, so let's use our, I could use just this iridescent to pick it up. But I'm going to use, I think that would have worked, but I'm going to use the tried and true Artist Loft metallic white, because that seems to work pretty good for me. So I'm going to pick it up on this 28 pound Staples paper. Are you getting ads like popping up on the screen, or are you getting ads over the chat? I'm seeing ads over the chat like way more than normal, but I'm not seeing any like video ads. Because I choose manual so that in theory I should be able to add them in later and not have YouTube put in a bunch of ads, but I noticed that the ads do come over the chat. What I might have to do is just not monetize my live streams, because I don't want you guys having to see a bunch of ads over the chat. Okay, yeah. Okay, so I'm going to push down all the corners, try to get all the corners here. Yeah, I'm getting a lot too, like more than normal. And then the other thing is my chat, I can't do anything with the changing the ads until after the whole video renders, which for me, it never does it right away. For some people, their chat renders right away, but for me, it always seems it's like the middle of the night that my chat renders, and YouTube sticks a bunch of ads in, and then as soon as I get up, I go and I delete all but like 3. I keep like 3 or 4 ads in. Okay, so we're gonna let that pick up. So the other thing that this lady did was she went ahead and for her image transfer, she blocked it out with white paint. So I could block it out with Pan Pastel, and the way she did that with the white paint is she put what she cut it out with over top. I think she had cut it into pieces though. I think she kind of went like that so she could place it. Yes, always be cautious of sharp edges on your gel plate. Actually, this should be the other way because I should actually have it go this way because I'm sure he's quite symmetrical, but I'm sure he's not perfectly symmetrical. So this would match up better because I had put the image down like that. So this, and then when you pick them up, they're right side back again. So I'm going to use this to block out. Okay. And then I also have these little tiny pieces. Hi, Ellen. So I don't know exactly. Do that. So what she did is she just used white paint over the whole thing. And then she picked it up with matte medium onto her base print. But I think I'm going to use Pan Pastels. I think I'll use white here, but I'll just use some Pan Pastel on his face. Actually, we'll use makeup because I often say you can use makeup. So we're just going to use this makeup from the inexpensive drugstore brand. It was on sale at least. So I'm going to give him some Ziggy Stardust sort of color. I'm going to do, it's very small. Ooh, I'm going to do white first. I'm going to do white on his eyes. And then I'm going to cover, oh, I should do, I think I need a Posca pen. I need a paint pen because the details are so small there. Let's do one eye blue and one eye brown. I don't remember which was which. He had an injury as a kid, so he has 2 different colored eyes. Yeah, you have to X out. So I'm going to do blue there. And I'll do brown here. Maybe I'll do his face with Poscas. Let's give him, there's not much in his hair, but we could try to give him, I don't know if this is going to show. I'm just going to put a bit of red and then some orange. He has that mullet, It's just too fine detail for the Pan Pastel. And I don't know if any of that is actually going to show because let's give him orange eyebrows. Because it's black underneath, so I don't know if that's going to show or not. Let's give him, I don't know if that's gonna show or not. Let's give him, 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 let's give h orange lips. Could try to give him like a Ziggy Stardust, although he didn't have one in this picture. His lips were actually red there. He had a circle on his forehead. Oh, a gold circle. Okay, let's do gold circle. Okay, and his lips were actually red, so I could get some red. This isn't the best red. What a little bit of red. Okay, and then, so because he's got the orange, or sort of the circle in the middle, I don't think we'll do the Ziggy Stardust symbol. So this is more of his Starman look here. So I think what I'll do is I'm going to let that dry, and then I feel like doing the white, metallic white as his, to block him out. But maybe we're gonna let him dry, and then, sorry, I'm thinking out loud here. I'm gonna put white on this beside his eyes. I don't see, where's my white here? Here's white. These are the grabby brush tip. So I'm just gonna put a bit of white where the white of his eyes are. Just so when I add, I'm gonna add some makeup of just I almost feel like doing, let's just take this paper out. Let's see how he's looking. Take that paper out, turn it upside down. Ooh, that's looking cool. You can't, it's hard for you guys to see that. I don't know if you can see that behind all the gunk on the bottom of my plate. Do I want his face white? It might look cool white. You know what, I'm gonna do, once this dries, I'm gonna use the acrylic white. I'm not gonna put skin tones in his face. I just think it'll be a nice contrast against the colorful background. So we're gonna let that dry. While that's drying, I'm gonna show you guys some Happy Mail. So some of this is from Christmas. Okay, here's my Happy Mail. Thank you, people, for sending me Happy Mail. It's always happy. Okay, so these aren't in any particular order. This is a book that my sister-in-law made me. She made this by herself. She's getting into junk journaling and mixed media. So she's actually going to participate in Janet's scavenger hunt. Yes, Christine, I hope it works. I'm just taking my time with that one print today, and if we have time, we'll do extra prints, but I don't want to rush anything. So she even put little corners on it, and she did like a little library card. Devin Rex, it's so sweet. And then she used a book, Jingle Bells, a golden book, and she put the actual book pages in here, and she did an amazing job. It's so sweet, and she didn't even notice that the music page she had here had Jingle Bells, like it matched it. And then a little Canadian stamp, some vellum, some dyed papers. She did an awesome job, and I just treasure it. I'm thinking I might save this book for someday when I have grandkids, and I might put like Christmas pictures of them and our family in here. It's just so precious. Look at that. And she did a good job of keeping the whole story in, like the way she cut it. Oh, and I think this would be fun to actually take these characters and draw them here. Like I could, yeah, these characters are so fun. The author is, I don't know who the author is. Pictures by J.P. Miller. And look at the ostrich and the horses. And it's just, so that's the first signature. And then there's another signature. And some of this like feels like wrapping paper. It's just really awesome. Look at that Santa. So thank you, sis-in-law. I love you. Big smoochies. I miss you. So they went home to put some buttons. So that this was my sister-in-law that was visiting me with her husband over Christmas. She's the one who took care of me when I got my concussion, when I slipped on the ice. I was taking my first walk by myself was yesterday, and she had texted me something about art. This is a napkin. And I told her that I was putting my boots on. I was taking Lucy out for a walk. So she said, well, text me when you get back so that I know you're safe and not in a ditch. And then she put this insert of me and Lucy from my stream. It's so cute. So cute. Stinking cute. Yeah, my sister-in-law made this. She put all sorts of tags. So, F up on the house. Paper clips. But I just find that's, the characters are very inspiring. And then some little ephemera. You know what? I think I might, no, I'm going to keep those in there. Isn't it great? I just about cried. And then Jingle Bells again. And then the mistletoe's in my back pocket. She's got a good snarky sense of humor. That's a paint chip. Aw, playing cards. So thank you, sis-in-law. Love you, miss you. Just put little Jingle Bells on there. Yeah, it is priceless. So I think I'm gonna save that for when I have grandchildren someday. All right, this is a card from Christy Hartman, one of the designers, stencil designers at PMR Studios. That's one of her gnome stamps. This is from our neighborhood, our online mermaid, Zandra. In the background, she actually used one of my fish stencils for the background. So thank you, Zandra. You are mermazing. This is from Eddie Makes Art. That might be one of my stencils in the background. I'm not sure. And then he also sent me some ATCs. Very cool. Eddie Makes Art. Carrie the Crafter sent me one. And I'm not sure if it's supposed to open like this, if the signature is supposed to be on the top. I feel like maybe he was signing a bunch and it ended up getting signed upside down. So I think it goes this way. And he had a label on his, a printed label on his envelope. Yes, Rose, she is talented. And then this is from Lydia Granito, and it's like a little heart ornament, weaved heart. And then there's a message inside with some stitching. She's got some stitching in there too. May this holiday season bring you peace, health, and all that makes your heart happy. Wishing you and yours all the best in the new year, Lydia. That's very sweet. This one is from our Jennifer McKinnon. She comes to chat sometimes. And it's a gel print in the background. So very cute. She put a little tag here that's embossed. And then she made some, there's like some flakes on this here. Lots of details. Really cool. And then Dee Dee sent me these, this was 2 separate Happy Meals from Dee Dee. She sent me these basic gray, basically they're vintage gray papers when she was going through her stash of papers. Thank you, Dee Dee. And then Dee Dee also sent me separately a Christmas card. And in the Christmas card, she put a bunch of these stickers. So those will be great to use in the spring. And then Keeks, who's here, she sent me this really cool collage postcard. Thank you, Keeks. I hope you had a Merry New Year. And then these were the stamps on Keeks' envelope. So they're super cute. A skunk and a deer. So I think that's gonna go in my scavenger hunt book. So if you guys haven't heard of Janet's scavenger hunt, check out Janet N. Young. Her New Year's Eve stream is when she premiered it, the prompts for this year. I'm just checking Bowie to see if he's dry. I think he's dry. So we're gonna add a layer of white paint. We're gonna use this because it's very opaque, this metallic white. Because I wanna block out any of the print that is behind that we're gonna pick them up on. Where did that piece of paper go? It was under here. Yes, Keeks, that's going in the scabby. You got it, girl. So I'm gonna add a layer of white just to block it out. So what you could do is you could pick this up with white and then you could fussy cut it and I could collage it on the other print. But I want to do what she did. I almost feel like putting red shoes. But it's too late. It's too late now because I wanted to get this done. So I'm gonna roll that. And be careful, the only place I added paint was on his face. So I'm just gonna be careful when I go to do his face that I go in one direction till it's covered. And then I think I'm just gonna smooth it out. I don't know if that's enough white paint. Okay, so I'm gonna let that dry. And hopefully that's enough white to block him out. Let's see. If I hold it over top of something, is that white gonna block what's below it? I hope it's thick enough. We could do another layer once it dries, but I don't want it too thick. So we're gonna trust the process. So we're gonna take this off and we're gonna let that dry. And then we're gonna pick it up with matte medium and put it on the other print. So we're gonna pull the other print now. I don't like to use anything, sharp on my gel plate. So the reason there was red underneath was because of the magazine picture. This is just a silicone tool. Thanks, Dar. Dar put the link in for Scabby. So we're gonna let that dry. Hopefully it's thick enough it's gonna block the background. Let's pull this other one. I hope Lucy's doing okay downstairs by herself. Poor little girl. Poor little gurgle. Now remember, when you use Pan Pastel on the gel plate, there's always going to be leftover Pan Pastel left on the plate, which is, I showed you guys at the beginning, those extra prints I did. All right, so that is our background. And then we can do a couple extra pulls. So that's gonna be what we're gonna put David Bowie on top of. Fingers crossed he's gonna be opaque enough on those bright colors. I'm nervous. You know what I'm gonna do? Okay, once that white paint dries, I'm gonna go and put some white Pan Pastel, especially over his face, before I pick it up with the matte medium. So that's fun. It's too bad I couldn't find any actual cassette tapes, but I think these mini DVD tapes, I don't know, worked pretty good. All right, so we're still waiting for Bowie to dry before we add him to here. So let us do some extra pulls here since we have all this yummy Pan Pastel. We could even try these on there. Okay, what, let me think. So I'm going to put a paint color, maybe even a couple paint colors. I'm going to throw these on top like Jackie Schoenberg does. And then I'm going to, what am I going to do? I'm going to put paper down, lift it up. And then I'm going to lift up all these little things. And then pick it up with something. Okay, so let me think about my colors. I got lots of colors on here. And I do want them to show. What if we did, let's pick up on black. Let's do, got some black cardstock. I've got that black. Okay, let's use this black deli paper for the first one. Let's use this pink. So violet blue and blue green. I'm not sure how this is going to work. I didn't really, yes, the bands for making bracelets. I didn't really think about this too much. I don't want to use black because I think it's going to obliterate the Pan Pastel. Ooh, so let's use those two colors. A bit of orange would be cool too, but let's just stick with those two colors first. Can you hear my brain rolling around in my head? It's just like, I hadn't thought this far ahead. Okay, I'm just gonna take a sip of coffee. Hey, Dana Yates. It reminds me, I'm gonna be participating in a Valentine's Day streamathon hosted by Dana and Becca, right? Okay, so we're gonna just put lots of paint on here. And then we're gonna just kind of sprinkle these guys. I've never used these little, I found these in my stash when I was sorting out through my, my jelly printing stash of stashiness. Okay, and then we're just gonna see what happens. We're gonna throw that on there. So it's nice and thin, so I should get all the little circles up. I don't know if any of the Pan Pastel is going to come up. This is our experimentation. Well, the first part was experimentation, but that was sort of following someone's guide. This is kind of just doing my own craziness. Giving my plate a shih tzu. No, not shih tzu. What's that called? A massage. Swedish massage. Now that metallic dries pretty fast, so I don't think any of the Pan Pastel came off, but that's okay because look at that. That is fun. It is fun using those little elastics, but now I got to pull them all off. Not so fun. I should put them in like a, I'll put them in a thing. It's like pickup, 52 pickup. And then we'll do a pull where we'll get the pastel, Pan Pastel, and all these little elastic things. Maybe I can use this little hook to, you don't want to use anything sharp on your gel plate, but this little plastic hook's not so sharp. I'm gonna let these little circles dry. They would look cool on black, but I don't know if the Pan Pastel will show. We could use, I find the PBO paints and stuff look good on a dark color. Let me think. What would be a dark color that might show the Pan Pastel and might show these little circles? This is tedious though, I must say. Ah, just shot that one. Isn't this exciting watching me pick up elastics? Thank you guys for coming to my live stream at this new time. And thank you for watching the replay. If you're watching the replay, I appreciate any likes, shares. Throw your notification on if you don't want to miss all this amazing, you know, tedious fun. I won't be on next week. And next week you'll tune into Anne Lar instead. And then I'll be on the week after, and so on and so forth. Wow. I wonder if maybe if I just lift my plate up, will they come off? Some of them did. Some of them did. It is a fun way to get randomly placed circles. What if we use, okay, what's gonna be a good contrast? Still thinking to all these different colors. We could be lame and just go with white, but I don't want to be boring. I'm tempted to do like a blue. Let's look back at those prints that I'm gonna send to Dee Dee just to get an idea of how much the Pan Pastel shows. I'm thinking of like a royal blue, and I'm almost thinking of an orange, but that's crazy. Okay. Woo! All right, you know what? I'm gonna throw some of these circles in the giveaway too. If I draw some strings, yes, look like those little jellyfish. Okay, I'm just gonna pull out those. These are the extra prints we did with the Pan Pastel. So these are, this was the first one I did after the Pan Pastel. I used lighter colors, but where it's darker, you can kind of see it. Okay. I kind of want to do that electric royal blue from the 90s, but might not. Ooh, what if we did a metallic dark blue? Like this. That might be cool. I haven't used this one yet. It's not even opened. Let's try that. Let's do metallic sapphire. They are little rubber bands. Oh, where's the package? I pulled the package off, didn't I? It had that you make those little bracelets. I showed it at the beginning. If you go back. Okay, I'm going to. So we're gonna get this print ready to pull. Then we're gonna do our David Bowie print, and then we'll do the giveaway, and then we'll do the final reveal. Give this a good shake. So I'm gonna pull that on white paper. So that's that one. I could pull it on black paper. Let's pull it on black cardstock. I think if it works, it could make cool tags. So I'm gonna pull it on black cardstock. Hey, April. Okay, let's do this. Okay. Did I let that sit long enough? I think it was pretty dry. I don't know. We shall see if this works. Okay, so we're going to do Bowie now. Let this sit. Hey, Barbara Chicken Pot Pie. So that's the blue. And then the black is going to there's not going to be any black under here because that came off with the other print. Okay, let's put this over here. Let that set. Let's get David Bowie out. And let's put a bit of Pan Pastel behind his face. We're going to put him on there. So I'm going to get out my white Pan Pastel, which is in a different container. I have all my neutrals in one case of 20, and then I have all my colorful ones in another case of 20. But now I want to get some of the new Pan Pastel colors. But the last time I checked on my art store, they didn't have them yet. All right, so I'm going to use a fresh applicator because I don't want to have any accidental color. I've got this one, I'll turn it around. So Didi shows you can take your little sock and, oh yeah, and then you can turn it around. So now that's fresh. Okay, so I'm gonna use some white. Now the colorless blender looks very similar to the white. This is a metallic white. I'm not gonna bother with that. I'm gonna use this white here. This is actual white. This colorless blender, I only really use it on paper. I don't really use it on the gel plate. So I'm just gonna add a little bit more white behind his face. I just want to make sure I don't see the stuff underneath. Now, did I get some? Oh, I got some on there. Okay, which is okay. Now remember that Pan Pastels do dry right away. I'm just going to see if I can get those little pieces off that I accidentally, no, I have to use baby oil to get that off. I'm just gonna leave it. There's gonna be a few little scratchy spots there. Okay, so we're gonna put matte medium, and then we're gonna flip him, and we're gonna put him about there. Okay. I hope that he's opaque enough. All right, so the matte medium, let's use the Liquitex matte medium here. Now, am I crooked? Now I'm following something I saw on Instagram by blonde_olive. So that's where this idea came from. So the matte medium basically is like a clear glue. I have a little bit of white on this edge here, but that is okay. So I'm going to place it right there. I'm going to turn it over and give it a good press with my Baron. If orange juice comes from oranges, where does baby oil come from? I think you said that one before, Barbara. Brad Art Collective, welcome. Giving that a good rub. Now we're gonna let that dry. And hopefully I had a good even coat of matte medium. I'm actually gonna put a book on top of it. So it's gonna look something like that. I think the white looks opaque enough. So I'm happy with that. Okay, I'm gonna put a book on this while it's drying to keep it weighed down. Okay, so we got that. We've got this one that is drying. And I think I said we're going to do the giveaway next, right? I didn't end up using these items, but there could be still time. We'll see. All right, so for the giveaway, I don't know what, I'm going to make a little giveaway. We're going to do 3 envelopes. I'm in Canada, but you can play from anywhere that Canada can mail to. I feel like we could cut these into 3 strips. That would be fun. Where's my scissors? Scissors. I like my big scissors. Eddie, did you take my scissors again? If you're still here. Where's my big old scissors? There they are. Okay, so we're gonna do 3 envelopes. And you're not gonna press go yet. We'll get a little bit going on the giveaway first, so you know what you're entering for, and then we can, so if we split that about in 3, I think this would be pretty easy to replicate, so we're gonna do 3 of these. 1. Oh, this one doesn't have as much, so I'm gonna go in a little bit here. 2. And we'll do 3. Okay. And where's that green one that Dee Dee said go ahead and add it to the giveaway? Here it is. We got this one here. I'm gonna rip this with my ruler. This is on medical exam paper. So do 3 pieces, and then we're gonna add some angels, and we're gonna add some elastics. And some punchinella, which I didn't end up using. So we got, I have 2 pieces out. Where's the other one? Oh, punchinella. Where did you go? We're gonna add some of these angels. Okay, so I have 2. So I'm gonna cut these. And hopefully customs won't notice that it's not just paper in the envelope. Shh. Yeah, no worries. Okay, so while I'm going to start putting some angels on here, while we start putting in numbers, and I'm going to add some of these. I'm going to add these when I put it in the envelope. I'll fold it up so it doesn't get all caught. So you can do a number. Hello, Anna Paula. I follow you. Thanks for coming. We're doing a giveaway right now. I'm just mailing to anywhere that gets mail from Canada, and you have to be willing to send me your address either on Instagram or Facebook, or you can also do it by email if you don't have any of those things. So I'm gonna type in go. You're gonna enter a number from 1 to 100. The first 3 closest to the number without going over will win these little little packages. So we're gonna do, I'm gonna put the go in, and then you're gonna go ahead and put your numbers. Okay, so we're gonna add some of these angels that Joanne sent me. So we're gonna add one of those. Okay, and let's see, it's the same. We're gonna add that one. That one. That one. Thank you, Joanne, for the happy mail. I'm always very happy to share the happy mail you send me. This is the one that I used in the meander book. I just fussy tore the edge. And if you don't like angels art, you can always give it away too. Joanne also made me some beautiful tags with these angels. And this one here. So I'm happy to share. Okay, I think that's a lot of angels, but let's see. I'm keeping that one though. Isn't that beautiful? There's some cherub type angels. And then we'll add it's pretty good. And then we'll add some of those little circles. What else? Do I have anything else around here we could add? Hi, Christina. Oh yeah, I forgot to say, don't change your number, because even if someone else has it, it's the first 3 people closest. So it doesn't matter if you have the same number as someone else. Sorry, I should have said that. So just a small happy mail this week, and then I'll just fold that and I'll tuck in some of these little elastics. Okay, so we're going to do that. So let me get my random.org generator. And sorry, these don't really coordinate with the prints, but maybe I'll throw some extra stuff in before I mail it. You never know. You never know. Okay. Whoa. These little elastics like to bounce everywhere. Okay, let me get random.org. And then we'll pull our prints. I think we're doing good time-wise. Random.org. Okay. So I will do this. Okay. So I'm going to put stop, and it sounds like some issues went on, but we'll let my mods figure it out. Okay. So random.org between 1 and 100. The first 3 closest to 20 without going over. Those are... Okay, let's go back to the top. So we have, get my sticky. So the closest to 20, let's see. Barbara Chicken Pot Pie has 18. Jess Cherry has 20 on the nose. Heidi Robbins has 17. I think those are the 3 closest, if my mods can verify that for me. I'm just going to double check. Keeks, you were close. Roll, you were close. Okay. Is that right? Barbara Chicken Pot Pie. Jess, let me just write this down. Let's have your full name. Barbara, I know I have your address. Heidi Robbins 6505. I feel like I have your address, but I'll put my email in case I don't. And then Jess, where did you go? Jess had 20. Jess Cherry, I feel like I have your address as well. But just in case I don't, or you've moved, here's my email address. See if that entered right. Okay. So Dar says yes. Heidi, Barbara, and Jess Cherry. Okay. So here's my email address. If I don't have your address already, or if you moved or something, and then I'm going to add these little elastics, and maybe we'll add some other prints. Other gel prints that match that, some of those angels. I'm not very fast getting half mail out, so, and I only do it once a month. So I'm gonna still do my giveaways the first Thursday of every month, and not first Thursday, first Wednesday of every month. That's my plan. Okay, let me go back here to full screen and to chat. All right, so we're pulling, this is the ghost print that had the Pan Pastel, and then the little circles from the elastics, and then we pulled it with the black, with the blue metallic, so on black paper. So I find metallic does really well on black paper. So here's our print. You can see just the ghosting of that Pan Pastel, just a little bit. There's no black left from the original print, right? It's just the Pan Pastel. You can see there's more. So I could do a few more ghost prints from that. So that's kind of cool. Okay, let's see if Bowie's ready to pull. Left. Bowie's not ready to pull. I'm going to put the fan on him. Let's see how he's doing for those people that just popped in. This is the print that we're going to be pulling shortly. I think it's kind of cool how the circle from the this CD-ROM, there's like a circle on each leg. So that's kind of cool, but I can still feel it's kind of cold. So I'm going to take my little fan. I'm going to take my little fan and I'm going to put it on my other desk and let it cool a little bit. Not cool, dry. And we'll pull that in a few minutes. I don't want to try to pull it too early. And I do not own copyrights to David Bowie things. I'm not selling these prints. These are just for my own personal art journals. Okay. Oh, I missed chat going by. Yeah, Heidi, I think I do have it, but if you want to send it, that would be great. Hi, Marguerite. Barbara's singing. Big surprise. Oh, that's really sweet of you, Yuta. You don't have to do that. Okay. All right. So, is that fan really loud? Let's do a few more prints. We didn't really use our idea foam stamp that I made from hot glue. So we could do some more pulls here. Let's use purple. We've got time for another print and then we'll pull Bowie before we go. So I'm going to use the dioxazine purple. I think would be a good base. And then let's see, so we're going to use this. Should we use should we use these again? And these. I'm not going to use the elastics again. That was a lot. That was a lot to pull up. Oh man, let me just put this ruler away. I'm just going to take another sip of coffee. My throat's dry today. Dar, is that fan super loud? I can put it to a quieter setting. I just really want that print to dry. Okay, so this is the dioxazine purple. Whoopsie. So I'm not really expecting any of the Pan Pastel to show. You know what, we can just go ahead and do the whole thing. Use a couple pieces of paper to pick up. Fan is okay, not loud. Excellent. All right, so when you use your handmade stamps with the hot glue, you have to remember to stamp it off. And this looks more burgundy because my plate is very yellow. And we'll put this up with a cool ombre or something, hey? Okay, let's do, I thought this was a cool, this would be a fun stamp to do that same process, but with maybe like a scientist image, like maybe Albert Einstein. Bye, Ellen. I don't think this might be too big. Let's do one. I don't think I'll colorize it with the Pan Pastels this time. We'll pick it up with more of an ombre, like a one-shot deal. Do a little bit here. And so this I'm not being as careful. I'm just kind of bit more random. Okay, so we're gonna let that dry. For steampunk. Yeah, you could do steampunk, which reminds me, I went through all my journals in progress. One of them is a steampunk journal, which I think I'm going to abandon it. I think I'm going to deconstruct it, and I'm going to deconstruct it and then maybe give away some of the prints from it. Raoul, I don't think the schedule is made yet. I'm not sure if it's going to be on Dana Yates's channel when the schedule comes out, or on Becca. I think Curiously Michelle is in it as well. I don't know. They just invited me to be in it after the New Year's Eve streamathon, which you did an awesome job of posting that. Thank you again, Raoul. It's almost dry. Okay, so while that's drying, let's pick out some colors. So we're going to use, you know what, maybe I'll pick this up with the medical exam paper, because I have an extra sheet ready to go. Yeah, that'll be good. And let's use some like neon-y colors. And then we can either do it like ombre style, or we could do it kind of like skip painting. I do have these, you know what, we could use these ones. These meander paints that I tested. I said these tend to be, when I tested them on the gel plate, they tend to be transparent but are very matte. I forgot to mention that. So if you like to use colored pencils over your gel prints, these would be good because they are very matte. So let's use these. Let's use the orange, yellow, scarlet. Let's use scarlet. It's a crimson. Let's use the scarlet. And the blue pale would be good, I think. Or the cerulean. I like saying cerulean. Let's use cerulean. I don't like using the green. So we could do, let's go ahead and do an ombre. This is a bit thick here, so I'm not sure how that's gonna look. But we'll do blue, scarlet, then we'll do orange and yellow. We'll do kind of like a semi-rainbow. Crimson and clover, over and over. Okay, so we're gonna do, now I haven't used these much, so I don't know how much, actually these have balls in them. I'm gonna shake them better. I don't think I shook them enough. I remember one of the things I didn't like about them was the lid is transparent. So when you put it down, you lose it. Shaking, shaking. Ugh. Shake these two now. I thought they had balls in them. Maybe they don't. I don't hear any balls shaking. Ooh, that's hard on my head though. Today's the first day since my concussion that I didn't feel the need to take an Advil in the morning. Or not an Advil, a Tylenol. I've been taking Tylenol. So that's good, right? Every day a little bit better. I didn't really need the orange because these two together would have made orange. So I'm just going to do a little bit of orange there on the side. All right, we'll see how this goes. This was a bonus print. This was not in our plan. And if you've watched me before, you know I don't really even have a plan. Okay, so I'm gonna roll this off on some better paper than this. This is leftover sketchbook paper. I'm gonna grab some good copy paper. Okay, one more sip of coffee. I just about spilled that. I'm gonna start over on this side. And then I'm just gonna go back and forth a bit to kind of ombre it a bit better. Pretty good. And this is wet. I'm gonna use my other brayer. Ombre in between these two. Let's see if we can get a good ombre. There we go. Ombre ole. I don't think it matters which side I put down first on the medical exam paper. It might get a little bit, I had a lot of paint on there, and that soft body paint, it's pretty high water content, so I think we're gonna get some wrinkles. But unlike your face, you can think of wrinkles as opportunity, because where there's wrinkles, you're gonna have stuff left on the plate, and then you can do another ghost print. Bye, Carol. So Carol's on at in about 20 minutes. So if, Dar, would you be able to put Carol's link in? She's a fellow Canadian. She lives about 3 hours south of me. We have met in person. She actually, when she moved here, she gave me a whole box full of stuff, and that she didn't think she needed anymore. But I don't know. I think you need some of it back now, Carol. I might have to put some of it back in the box for you. All right, let's see how Bowie's doing. Oh, I feel like he's dry. So I'm going to actually put Big Peggy. That's my big plate. This is a 12 by 14 Big Peggy. I'm going to put her over there to dry, and then we're going to pull Bowie and see how he looks. So today we've only done 3 prints. We did look at my meander journal that I had done on New Year's Eve that I worked in, and I'll keep working on it. And then next week I won't be here. I will be directing you to go watch Anne Lar. Thanks, Dar. Dar put in Carol's link. Wrinkles are an opportunity for the cosmetic surgeon. Okay. Fingers crossed for Bowie. Ooh, I like it. Fame, what you need is what you swallow. Fame. So it's a little bit translucent, but not too bad. So here we have our pop print, David Bowie. No prints will be sold. This is just purely for my own use. So you can see his face. Let's see if I can get it in focus. You can kind of see a little bit through him. Let's see if I can get it better focused. There we go. Oh. But I love the colors. As you guys know, I love my vibrant grunge. I'd probably chop it there. I feel like there's a bit too much here. So I'd probably cut this little bottom section off. And that's gonna go in my keepers, my list of, my portfolio where I keep my keeper prints. Yeah, Anne, can you, yeah, Anne put her, is that your link, Anne? For next week, or is that Carol's link? Oh, that was Carol's link. Okay. And can you also put in the link to your channel again for next week so people know where to go? So I think I'll cut this little, I feel like this isn't really adding. So I would cut that down. This is where I had some white left over from when I did the brayering of the white. So if I would have noticed that before it dried, I would have taken that off, but it's not horrible. And then we colorized his face with the Posca pens. And you can see he's got the one blue eye, one brown eye. I might have them backwards, but that's okay. And then the gold circle on his forehead. So I love it. I'm really happy with that. They're a little bit crooked. I should have maybe made sure they were straighter, but that's okay. And then I feel like I want to make his shoes red though. I'm going to use that Posca. Or here, let's use some Inktense pen. Inktense. I'll show you guys how I use the Inktense on that meander journal. So you just add a little bit. I try not to use the side that has the number on it, but I'm just going to use a little bit of this. I just feel like his shoes need to be red. I feel like that was a missed opportunity. There we go. And then what we could do too is we could use purple to make a little bit of a shadow under him. And I'm going to use my Inktense pencil for this. So this is mauve, or I feel like I need a deeper purple. This one. is usually what I use. The violet. So I'm just going to put, or I could use black. I'm just going to just kind of scribble on here. It might not be dark enough, and then I'll activate that with some water. We'll see. It might dry a little bit lighter. Or I could have used like, the reason I didn't use acrylic pens for his shoes is I don't want it, I still want the black to show, I think. All right, Kathy put in an enlarged link. I can see I forgot to colorize this section here, didn't I? But I don't mind it because it does add a bit of balance to his face. So a bit of white, white, and white. I don't mind that I forgot that section. And then this is just kind of distressed. So once that dries, we'll see if it's dark enough. And then I think I'll chop off just a bit off of that before I put it in my portfolio. I did order a new portfolio for the year. I like to have a new one each year. Aren't you afraid of setting the block? Oh, well, I never thought of that. I don't know. Not really. I don't know. I've seen people use their paintbrushes right on there. Is that bad? Should I not do that? Should I have colored it? That's what I mostly did. Does that ruin the block? Please let me know. Utah, am I not supposed to put water right on here? So I think Utah's saying that if I put water on here, it will make this part permanent and it won't come off again. So maybe the best thing would be to, you know, use your, instead of using your water brush on here, is just color where you want your, on the paper, and then use your brush there to activate it. Thank you for that tip, Utah. I did not know that. I haven't used my, ink block, my Inktense blocks that much, so I appreciate. I'm not an expert. I don't know everything. Here, let's do this. You know, do what I do at your own risk. I'm just a person, self-taught person playing, and I learned from you guys just as well. Dar's saying a lot of people use the sticks just with their paintbrushes from the sticks. Some people saying it doesn't ruin the block. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not an expert on Inktense. I'm an expert on goofing around and having fun. Okay, so let's see if our other print is ready, because we got 10 minutes left before Carol's stream, and I think we can wind down. I feel like did my thing go crooked again? Okay, if I straighten there, it should look straight on the camera. I feel like my my setup kind of like sags like me over time. All right, that's pretty dry. That's pretty good. All right, let's pull this one. Yeah, that fan is, I find it loud. Okay. Christine Cat and Paste, who is a professionally trained artist, she says that the worst that can happen is an indent in the block and that it's harmless. Okay, good to know. All right, so now PM Artist Studios, they always recommend cracking the edges, and I often forget to do that. That just means push on the edge to release the paint. My stamps this month for PMR Studio is actually some, what's that called? Like bubble wrap heart shapes. I don't have them yet, so I still have to order them. See, that's the crackles I was talking about. That's the opportunity. So this isn't quite as vibrant as I was hoping, but I'm not mad at it. And then when you do a pickup of this print, you're gonna get maybe more Pan Pastel, you're gonna get crackles. So there's this print. We have that extra black here. And I'm just gonna, my favorite portion, I would say, is this part here. To me, that's very 80s. And then this is more like steampunky. And then this, because of the yellow, turned the purple, a bit more of a maroon brown color. I'm just gonna rip the edges so that we can put these prints out side by each. So I'm hoping with going to stream every other week that I'll have more content prepared for you, and that I'll have more energy, and that I'll have more things to show you of what I've been doing, like behind the scenes, you know? I'll have like weekly updates I can send you, or not send you, that I can show you guys. And then also, if there's something that I'm doing that doesn't really lend itself to a live, I could maybe make a video about it, and I'll have time to edit it, because editing takes a long time. Just ripping the edge off here. You need coffee, Julie? So this time for you must work better, because usually when you come to my streams, you have to leave for work. So, all right. Let's see. I think we're doing pretty good. I'm just going to look at chat. Let's put Bowie in the middle. He's our feature print. He's our feature artist. And then we'll just do that. And perhaps that shall be our thumbnail this week. Something like that. I'm assuming everyone's favorite print is this one, but that could be wrong. That could be wrong. Yeah, I'm running up the hill. I'm running up the hill. Well, we still have about 2 episodes left. We're almost done. Almost done. Hi, Cindy. Good to see you. Yes, I love the crackles. Yeah, I'll do a ghost print. I'll try to remember. Oh, I won't be here next week. Maybe I'll post it on my channel or something. Thanks, Diana. I'm happy with them. I'm a child of the 80s. I know Bowie really started in the 70s, but I did listen to a lot of his stuff from the 70s. I had a little sip of coffee here. So this one was inspired by Blonde Olive on Instagram. I don't know if she has a YouTube channel or not. This one was inspired by Jackie Schomburg. She likes to use those little elastics on the gel plate. And I found them in my stash when I was cleaning up. And this one, I don't know, Drew Steinbrecher does a lot of, stamping with like this kind of thing, I think. Oh, okay. So I'm going to have another sip of coffee and then we'll sign off. Thanks for coming, everybody. We'll catch you in 2 weeks. Next week, I'll be over in Anne's chat. We can chat there. And what else? Yeah, I'm looking forward to 2026. I'm looking forward to, live stream with you guys, but also doing like some off-camera arting a little bit more as well. All right. Okay, thanks, everybody. And I'll get that happy mail off from the giveaways. I'll get that done probably on the weekend. Yes, you could use regular rubber bands for sure. You can use string. Like there's so many things you can use on the gel plate. It's mind-blowing. You'd never run out of ideas. All right, so I'm gonna say ciao for now. I'm gonna go check on Lucy. I'm going to have to take this off the thing, so it's gonna be a bit wonky. So thanks, Belinda. Thanks, Julie. Thanks, everybody. Excuse me. Yes, see you at Carol's. All right. Bye-bye. My Quiet Corner Carol in about 5 minutes. Yes, I hope so too, Christine. Thanks. Okay, bye-bye. Have to take this off. We'll zoom in on our friend Bowie here, and we'll end. Bye.